Bitcoin just keeps giving and giving, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm going to show you the latest setup in just a minute. Hi, this is Tim from Trading Strategy Guides. Bitcoin is just showing us more love. I'm really liking this continuation pattern I'm seeing on it right now, and I'll show you this great setup shortly. But first, I keep talking about how it's important to be patient, to wait for trade setup. I keep saying that because that's my problem. But there is no need for you to be patient while you're listening to me rattle on, so you'll want to click the gear icon below and select a faster speed to watch this video. And over a few months now, I've gone over my whole list of trading maxims. So I've started over, and I'll be giving them to you randomly, sprinkled with some new ones. So stay tuned for that. Also, we're going to take a look at Disney and Litecoin and Euro in addition to this Bitcoin. This Disney trade's just really been sweet. We took it on this close right here above this bullish wedge, and it was nice. It nicely hit our first target right in here somewhere, and took half off right there and have been following the stops ever since. We had this big jump up here yesterday, so last night I tweeted that I was moving my stop up to 136.80 to lock in $4.33. I reconsidered that, and I moved my stop up this morning to a little bit closer to yesterday's low, right here at 137.50 to lock in $5.03 on the second half of this trade. I'm hoping that, we'll get maybe 50% retracement or less on this, and it'll just keep pushing up higher and higher. We'll see. If not, I'm still really happy with this. $5 profit against the ATR of about 2.5, so that's going to be probably 2.5 or 3% profit overall on this trade. That's nice. As I mentioned earlier this week, I was in and out of this Litecoin last Friday. I got in it, I got out of it on this close back in the triangle, and it gave me another opportunity to get in. Now, those of you who are still in from here, I suggested you move your stop up at the same time that I hit first target and move my stop up to break even. Today, the stop's been hit at 126.33, so I'm out for this about $9.5, $10 profit on half my size, and hopefully you guys have got double that. I'm done with Litecoin for now and watching it for another opportunity. I identified this very long bullish wedge on the euro here, and then I totally missed the breakout. This was a nice breakout. Came up and would have easily hit first target. It's giving us another opportunity, and that is a retest of this broken level. So often price will come back and retest a broken level and give us another opportunity to get into it. So I'm going to watch where this closes. If this closes, if this doesn't pull up too much before it closes today, I will take this long. I'll buy this, anticipating a bounce off the wedge. I'll use my usual trade management techniques. I'll be discussing those shortly when I talk about the Bitcoin trade. And then when I actually get in this, I will tweet the particulars on Twitter. I'll put my Twitter link below the video so you guys can follow along if you want to. Okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin now. Bitcoin is showing us this really nice continuation triangle right here. I like continuation triangles. It's typically a very regular isosceles triangle. Sorry if I just dragged you back to high school geometry. In other words, it's fairly regular, two sides with very similar angles. Now, truly an isosceles triangle would have equal length sides as well, but for the purposes of a continuation triangle, I just like to see a similar angle to both sides of the triangle. In the case of most consolidation patterns, you'll also want to see a nice trend into the pattern. So you'll also want to see a drop in trader interest demonstrated by the dropping volume and the dropping volatility here. Volume, of course, is simply the amount of money that went into a particular candle, or in the case of Forex, the number of trades that took place. And the volatility is the amount of price movement that occurred. I like to use the ATR to measure the volatility. This is the average true range, and this is just the average of the last 14 candles measured in ticks or pips or dollars or whatever, depending on the market you're trading. In this case, Bitcoin US dollar is measured in dollars. And of course, this is called a continuation triangle because, yes, we expect it to continue this trend. So the best possibility, I think, is a break to the upside. However, with that said, I'm totally okay with a break to the downside on this. Here's the plan. We're going to wait for a daily candle to close outside of this continuation pattern, and then we're going to trade in the direction of the break. In other words, we're going to buy on a daily close above the triangle or sell on a daily close below the triangle. Make sure that the candle, when it breaks, has at least 3/4 volume to trade half size and at least average to trade full size. If the closed candle is more than one ATR outside of the pattern, stand aside and wait for the price to retrace to that level to get in. If you're afraid you'll miss it, just put a limit order at the 1 ATR level and your order will trigger as soon as price pulls back to the level. Otherwise, you can just use a market order to enter. Calculate your stop loss by taking whatever the current ATR is on the breaking bar and multiply it by 1.5. Currently, you can see that the ATR is about 445.37. So you multiply that by 1.5 and you'll get a stop loss of 668.06. So you will add or subtract that from your entry price depending on your direction, and that'll be your stop loss price. Your first target will be 1 ATR, in this case 445.37, added or subtracted from your entry price, again depending on your direction. At the first target, you'll want to close half of your trade and move your stop loss to break even on the remainder of the trade, and then let the trade run. And as annoying as it is, remember the cryptocurrencies trade all weekend, so don't forget to check for this breakout tomorrow and Sunday. That is definitely one of my pet peeves about the cryptos. If you need more details on managing the trade, check out my trade management video from a few weeks ago. I will put the link below. Okay, come on, admit it. You know that the trading maxim time is your favorite. According to the dictionary, a maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, or a rule of conduct, or sometimes just a proverbial saying. I use these maxims to help me not only in my trading, but in my life focus. I wish I could claim credit for writing these, but most of them just come from my extensive reading. I add to my list whenever I find something that fits. I hope they help you as much as they help me. As I mentioned earlier, I've gone through almost all of my maxims at this point, but I'm sure there are many of you that haven't heard them, so I'm going back to the beginning again. Today's maxim, number 17, stupid is the worst trading strategy. My good buddy Casey Stubbs shared this one with me a few years ago. It seems simple, but it's actually pretty profound. Thanks for your profundity, Casey. Don't be stupid in your trading. Don't use too high a risk. Don't ignore your rules. Don't trade without rules. Just don't do stupid things. Now, if you make a mistake, that's okay. Mistakes happen. That's not being stupid. That's just making a mistake. Just try not to make that mistake again. That might actually be stupid. And as usual, I am speaking from personal experience here. No finger pointing from me at all. And remember our trade plan here. We're looking for a daily close above this continuation triangle to buy, or a daily close below the triangle to sell. Bitcoin, of course. If the volume is not quite average, go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Make sure the close is not more than one average true range, or ATR, above the pattern or below the pattern, whichever way you're going. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and your first target is 1 times the ATR. And remember to check out the trade management video for more details on how I manage these trades. The link will be below. If you've got a day job and you don't have time to analyze charts, this could be helpful to you. Trading Strategy Guides has got a signal service based on the Strike Trader Elite trade strategy and also the EFC trade strategy. So you'll get Forex trade signals on a dozen or so pairs on several different time frames, all based on those two systems. If you look below the video, there will be a link to the free signals on the Telegraph application. And I'll also post a link to the video that explains the Strike Trader Elite system. And be sure to come back to Trading Strategy Guides channel every week on Monday and Friday for my analysis videos and Wednesday morning for my training webinar. And check out the blog for great trading strategies. I will link that below. Also, follow me on Twitter. If things happen between the videos, I try to post them there. I'll post my Twitter link below. Tell your friends about us and help us make this the best trading channel on the internet. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Don't forget to hit the bell so that you get notifications when new videos come out. And also hit the thumbs up below if this video was helpful to you. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.